Hi there, and welcome to another video tutorial from Cornflower Iris. Today I'm participating in the Color Throwdown challenge number 449 with the colours orange, brown and green. Take a look at the blog, and here's the card I'll be making today. To begin with, I cut a piece of A4 300 GSM white cardstock in half and scored it at 4 1/8 inches to make an A6 card blank. I then used some stitch circle dies that I got from the works and lined them up to the side of the card to provide a little window. I'm cutting a piece of acetate here and covering this up, sticking it down with red liner tape, and this makes the card front remain sturdy yet still provides a window. I'm using this lovely poppy stamp from the Tim Holtz Flower Garden stamp set, an Archival ink because I plan to do some watercolouring. The first time I stamped it I didn't get enough detail in the centre, so I made sure in future stampings to really make that detail come out. I stamped it multiple times because I kind of like the idea like a piece of springtime crockery with lots of flowers around. When stamping an image multiple times it helps to have some stamped off the page to add realism. I'm now using a Faber Castell PITT pen in extra fine and I'm just filling in those details that I missed. I'm using a homemade stamp positioning tool here to make sure that I get the girl I'm going to stamp on the inside in the right place. So I'm using magnets to hold down the card, then I'm placing the stamp down over the window, opening the card, applying the ink and then stamping the image. This means that I get it perfectly placed. You could line this up with an acrylic block though. The stamp positioning tool is not completely necessary. I now used a medium Faber Castell PITT pen to carry on those lines with the poppy stems, just so it didn't look like she was floating in air. I now got some iridescent watercolours out, so here I have a Twinkling H2O's pot in Chestnut colour, and a Cosmic Shimmer watercolour palette. This is set number 2, Carnival Brights. So to begin with I'm using a round brush with the chestnut coloured paint and plopping this in the middle of the flowers. I went on really thick here so you can actually see the detail underneath, but it really provides a very shiny centre. On the inside of the card, apologies this is a little difficult to see, I then coloured in the hair of the girl in this beautifully iridescent brown. Really gives it a look like she's something magical. I'm not giving any detail to the hair, I'm basically going in with a flat colour because you can still see the lines underneath. I've watered it down a little from the initial application. And then for the tendrils of hair that are kind of single lines, I went over with a detail brush just to make sure that everything's nice and shiny and everything's the same colour too. I'm using water in a spray bottle to activate the paints. This spray bottle was just for some lens cleaner for a pair of glasses that I had, and that I've just filled with water. These paints are a little different to other watercolours in that you have to activate them with water. This is so that the mica can move around inside, and that adds that really lovely shine. The mica is a natural kind of stone, and so it's necessary to really mix it in there. It's not going to stay in one place. I went over the little seeds in the centre of the poppy. I've just shown you one of them. And then I decided that I needed to make the poppy stand out a little more from a white background. So before actually painting the petals, I'm using some of that lovely holly leaf green from this watercolour set. And I'm going round very carefully with a round brush and just applying a thin line around the edges. This really added to the feel that it was like from a piece of crockery, and it really makes it stand out from the background. It is a little fiddly though. Just try and maintain an even kind of thickness of paint and then you can't really go wrong. Once that's done, I brought out the Gansai Tambi watercolours. Now these are a little different to like the Winsor & Newton watercolours. They're a bit more inky and juicy and thick. So I'm able to create different effects all within one flower. I'm using the orange colour here The supplies are listed in the video description and over on my blog, so you can get the exact colours, but the English name for this colour is actually orange. So I'm applying some thicker areas here so it looks like the petals are one solid colour, and then further around I start watering it down and give it more of a traditional watercolour look. This gives the flowers real depth without applying too much effort, which is always nice when you're in a hurry. For the centre of the flower, because the other product is also a watercolour, it will bleed out a little, so I used that to my advantage and blended it out a little. Just make sure to clean your brush before you go back in and finish the petals off. So now we have a darker section in the middle of the flower. I'm being very careful not to get any green on my petals from the outside edge, and everything comes together nicely. I coloured the other flowers in a very similar way, but made sure that the areas of lightness are in different positions. I don't want this to look too flat. For the inside, it's good to bring some of that orange colour in, so for the little poppies around this girl, I'm just colouring them the same orange colour. And then I'm going in on the bodice of her dress and watering down the orange a little and giving it this colour too. I then added a little to her lips and also to the ornament in her hair. Now I'm using the green colour, again this is just called green, to colour in her skirt. So I'm applying a really thick layer towards the edges and then blending this out into the middle so that it's a very transparent, translucent kind of green. This makes it look as if the skirt is a little bit transparent and translucent, which I feel adds a really nice effect. Now to hide that horrible adhesive on the inside of the card, I'm putting another panel. So I'm lining it with the previous one where the stitch circle was, cutting it from some more of this cardstock, actually the waste from this card blank, and then I'm lining this up and cutting off the excess just to create a neat finish. I messed up a little, I should have kept it a little longer so it looked neater on the inside, but it doesn't matter too much for this card. I'm now using this Blue Blossom sentiment and another sentiment on your special day from two different stamp sets from Crafter's Companion. Have a look at my blog for more details. So I decided the inside needed a little something more. There's a lovely border stamp in one of these stamp sets, so I'm using that to stamp an Archival ink again, a line across the inside, just so it detracts a little from where I cut off a little too much card. Now, I couldn't leave this lady with no skin tone, so I'm using another colour from the Gansai Tambi Watercolours. This is just called brown. It's not really a realistic skin tone, it's more of a reddy brown, but I really like the effect. I think it really helps add the idea that this is a really magical creature. So I applied a light coat at first to try and make it a more realistic skin tone, but then decided I really wanted to go for it with the deep kind of reddish colour, and went on with a second coat. To add some shimmer to the inside, I'm using a Spectrum Noir clear sparkle pen. So I went over the poppies, and went over her lips and her eyes, the bodice of her dress, and then decided to really make that skin really sparkle. I put some all over the skin as well. Only the skirt is left as a contrast with no sparkle. On the back of the card I'm stamping Santoro London because the lady on the inside is from a Santoro stamp set. I'm using a piece of 12x12 paper cut to 8 3/8 of an inch to make an envelope now, using the 123 punch board. So I'm making an envelope box, even though this card doesn't require it, because I think it's a really nice touch. So I'm just punching and scoring at 3.5 inches, going around, and then rounding all the corners at the end. After burnishing all the score lines really well, I'm fixing everything together with red liner tape. This really helps it hold together instead of using something like tape runner, which can let you down. And then to fasten the envelope, I used a glue dot that I then went over with my fingers multiple times to make sure it lost some of its sticky. It looks like it doesn't stick at the end, but with a little bit of pressure for a certain amount of time, it really does help and stick. And so that was the card for today. I hope you liked it and got maybe a little bit inspired. If you did like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more like this in the future. I really appreciate it. I'll leave you with some stills. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to check out the Color Throwdown blog. I'll leave you with a swatch at the end. And check out all the links in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time.